Jamie Fraser may already know the day he dies, and yet he might still walk straight into the war that will kill him. After the shocking events of Episode 2, the story of Outlander Season 8 is becoming darker, more mysterious, and far more emotional than anyone expected. Frank's book is slowly proving to be terrifyingly accurate. Claire's healing abilities may be hiding something far greater than we thought, and the mysterious Cunningham family continues to raise more questions with every scene. Now the promo for Episode 3 has revealed new clues that could completely change the fate of Fraser's Ridge. But the biggest question remains, if Jamie already knows his future, can he really change it? Episode 2 of Outlander Season 8 delivered several emotional moments, but the most important storyline was clearly connected to Jamie Fraser and the shocking realization he begins to face. At the beginning of the episode, we see Jamie discussing certain names and events that were mentioned in Frank's historical writings. At first, these details might have seemed like simple coincidences. However, as the episode continues, something very disturbing becomes clear. The same names that Jamie mentioned earlier suddenly appear again during a conversation with Mr. Cleveland. And this moment is extremely important because it confirms something Jamie was probably hoping was not true. The history written in Frank's book is not just a theory. It is slowly becoming reality. For Jamie, this realization carries a terrifying meaning. According to the book, a man named Jamie Fraser dies during the coming war. And as more details start matching the events happening around him, Jamie begins to understand that the man described in the book might actually be him. This situation creates a very powerful emotional conflict. On one hand, Jamie is a man who has always fought to protect his family and the people living at Fraser's Ridge. But on the other hand, he is now facing the possibility that entering this war could lead directly to his own death. And yet, even after learning this information, Jamie still cannot clearly promise Claire that he will stay away from the coming conflict. For many viewers, this moment was incredibly frustrating but also very realistic. Jamie has always been a character driven by honor and responsibility. If the war threatens the safety of his home or the people he loves, it becomes almost impossible for him to simply step aside, even if he already knows what might happen to him. While Jamie's storyline brought tension and fear, the episode also delivered one of the most heartbreaking moments of the season. Amy, one of the cheerful and kind members of the Ridge, tragically loses her life after an unexpected bear attack. The scene is both shocking and emotional, especially because it happens so suddenly. Watching Amy's family say their final goodbye is one of the most painful scenes in the episode. Her husband and children are left devastated, and Claire is forced to face one of the hardest parts of being a healer. Despite all of her knowledge and experience, there are still moments where she simply cannot save someone. For Claire, this is a reminder that even the most skilled healer cannot control everything. Nature, fate, and unexpected tragedy can still take lives in ways that no medicine can prevent. And although the bear is eventually killed in revenge, that act does nothing to ease the grief of the family who lost someone they loved. But the episode was not entirely filled with sadness. In one of the more heartwarming moments, Ian and Rachel finally welcome their baby into the world. After so many struggles and dangers throughout the season, seeing them hold their child safely in their arms is a beautiful and emotional scene. Ian's happiness is especially touching because his life has been filled with hardship and sacrifice. Watching him step into the role of a father brings a rare moment of peace to the story. At the same time, the conversation between Jamie and Ian about raising children adds another emotional layer. Jamie admits something deeply painful during this moment. Because of everything he has endured, he feels like he never truly had the chance to watch his own children grow up. This confession reminds viewers of the long and difficult journey Jamie and Claire have gone through across the many seasons of Outlander. It also creates a quiet fear for the future. If the coming war truly takes Jamie's life, Ian might face the same tragedy of leaving his own child behind too soon. However, perhaps the most mysterious part of Episode 2 involves the Cunningham family. From the moment they appeared earlier in the season, something about them has felt both intriguing and suspicious. In this episode, Mr. Cunningham shows remarkable courage and strength when he personally kills the bear that caused Amy's death. His actions make him appear brave and honorable, and his emotional speech about losing his own son is one of the most powerful moments of the episode. The story he tells reveals a man who has already experienced deep pain and tragedy in his life. Because of this, it becomes extremely difficult to imagine him as a villain. Yet the problem is that not everyone believes he can be trusted. Mr. Cleveland seems convinced that Mr. Cunningham is dangerous and must be stopped. And this raises a very troubling question. Why would someone believe that a man who appears so kind and helpful is secretly a threat? The mystery grows even deeper when Mrs. Cunningham suddenly appears to help Claire during a difficult moment. Her kindness and willingness to assist make the family seem even more trustworthy. But in a story like Outlander, appearances can often be deceiving. Right now, the biggest hope for many viewers is that the Cunningham family will not turn out to be enemies. So far, they have shown nothing but compassion and bravery. But the constant warnings from other characters suggest that there may still be secrets waiting to be revealed. And if those secrets are darker than they appear, Jamie Fraser could soon find himself protecting the wrong people once again. The stage is now set for Episode 3, where several of these storylines are about to collide in ways that could change everything at Fraser's Ridge. While Episode 2 of Outlander focused heavily on Jamie's possible fate, another storyline quietly became one of the most intriguing parts of the episode. The mysterious Cunningham family continues to raise more questions, and it now feels almost certain that their presence at Fraser's Ridge will lead to major conflict in the upcoming episodes. At first glance, Mr. Cunningham appears to be a man with strong morals and a kind heart. His actions during the bear attack prove that he is brave and willing to risk his life for others. When the dangerous animal threatened the people of the Ridge, he did not hesitate to step forward and face it himself. In a community where trust and loyalty are extremely important, this kind of courage would normally earn someone great respect. However, despite everything we have seen, there are still hints that something about Mr. Cunningham's story may not be entirely clear. The biggest reason for this suspicion comes from the warnings given by Mr. Cleveland. From the very beginning, Cleveland has shown a deep concern about the Cunningham family, especially Mr. Cunningham himself. According to Cleveland, there is a serious reason why this man should not be trusted. In fact, he even suggests that Mr. Cunningham may eventually need to be stopped before something terrible happens. But the problem is that Cleveland has not yet fully explained why he believes this so strongly. This creates an interesting dilemma for both the characters and the audience. On one side, we have a man who appears honorable and compassionate. On the other side, we have someone warning that this same man could become extremely dangerous. And right now, Jamie Fraser is standing directly in the middle of that conflict. Jamie has always believed in judging people by their actions. From his perspective, Mr. Cunningham has done nothing but help the people of Fraser's Ridge. He saved lives during the bear attack, he showed genuine grief when speaking about the loss of his own son, and he has behaved with respect toward everyone in the community. Because of this, Jamie naturally feels that Mr. Cunningham deserves trust and protection. But this is exactly where things start to become complicated. If Cleveland's suspicions turn out to be correct, Jamie could once again find himself defending someone who may later betray him. Fans of Outlander know very well that Jamie's strong sense of loyalty has sometimes placed him in dangerous situations before. And Episode 3 might push that loyalty to its limits. The promo for the next episode strongly hints that a major confrontation could be coming. One of the most important lines spoken by Jamie in the trailer is when he says that he will not allow anything to threaten Fraser's Ridge. This statement sounds like a promise, but it may also signal a difficult decision that Jamie is about to make. If Cleveland truly attempts to harm Mr. Cunningham, Jamie might step in to stop him. From Jamie's point of view, preventing violence within the Ridge would be the right thing to do. But that choice could create tension among the people living there. Some members of the community might begin to question Jamie's judgment. If rumors start spreading that the Cunningham family cannot be trusted, protecting them could make Jamie appear reckless or blind to potential danger. This kind of conflict could slowly divide the Ridge into different sides. And that possibility becomes even more concerning when we remember that a larger war is already approaching. Fraser's Ridge has always survived because the people living there trusted Jamie's leadership. But if that trust begins to weaken, the entire community could become vulnerable just as outside threats begin to grow stronger. Another interesting moment from Episode 2 involves Mrs. Cunningham. Her introduction felt unusual, but also strangely warm. When she suddenly appears to help Claire, her actions seem kind and sincere. She behaves like someone who genuinely wants to support the people around her. Yet her sudden arrival also adds another layer to the mystery. In stories like Outlander, characters who appear too perfect sometimes hide deeper secrets. It is possible that the Cunningham family is simply misunderstood. But it is also possible that they are hiding a past that could eventually put everyone in danger. For now, the show carefully keeps that truth hidden. And that uncertainty is exactly what makes their storyline so fascinating. If the Cunninghams truly are good people, then Cleveland's warnings might lead to an unnecessary tragedy. But if Cleveland is correct, Jamie's decision to trust them could have serious consequences for Fraser's Ridge. Episode May 3rd finally begin revealing which side of this mystery is real. Because sooner or later, the truth about the Cunningham family will come to light. And when it does, Jamie Fraser may be forced to face one of the hardest choices of his life. As the story of Outlander continues to move forward, the tension surrounding Jamie Fraser's future is becoming impossible to ignore. Episode 2 planted the seeds of a terrifying possibility, and now episode May 3rd pushed Jamie closer to a decision that could change everything for him, Claire, and the entire Fraser's Ridge community. The biggest problem Jamie faces right now is the knowledge he carries. Frank's historical writings have already proven that many events described in the book are slowly coming true. Names, locations, and even certain conversations are beginning to match the historical record with frightening accuracy. For Jamie, this realization is not just unsettling, it is deeply personal. Because according to that history, a man named Jamie Fraser dies during the coming war. Knowing something like this would shake anyone, but Jamie's situation is even more complicated. He is not just thinking about his own life. He is thinking about the safety of the people who depend on him. Fraser's Ridge is not just a place where he lives. It is a community built on loyalty, trust, and protection. And Jamie has always seen himself as the man responsible for defending it. This is why the scenes shown in the episode 3 promo feel so important. One moment in particular stands out when Jamie says he will not allow anything to put the Ridge in danger. At first, this sounds like a simple promise from a leader who wants to keep his people safe. But when we look deeper, it may also reveal the difficult path Jamie is about to take. If the approaching conflict threatens Fraser's Ridge, Jamie may feel that joining the war is the only way to protect it. Even if history suggests that doing so could lead to his death, walking away from that responsibility would go against everything Jamie believes in. This internal struggle is exactly what makes Jamie Fraser one of the most powerful characters in Outlander. He is not simply a warrior rushing into battle without thinking. He is a man who understands the cost of war better than most. Jamie has already fought in brutal conflicts before. He has seen friends die, families destroyed, and entire communities suffer because of political battles far beyond their control. Because of those experiences, he knows that war is never glorious. Yet despite all of that knowledge, he might still choose to fight. Another scene from the promo suggests that Roger may also become involved in preparing for the coming conflict. This development could create even more tension within the story, because Roger's role in the Ridge has always been more peaceful compared to Jamie's. Roger is a man who values family and stability. The idea of him stepping closer to a battlefield raises serious concerns about how dangerous the future may become for everyone around them. But perhaps the person who will react most strongly to Jamie's decision is Claire. Claire has always been someone who sees the world through both logic and emotion. As a healer and someone who understands the importance of preserving life, the idea of Jamie knowingly walking toward his possible death is something she may refuse to accept. If Claire learns that Frank's book predicts Jamie's fate in the war, it could lead to one of the most emotional confrontations of the season. Claire would almost certainly do everything she can to stop him. She might argue that history can be changed, that the future is not completely fixed, and that Jamie still has the power to choose a different path. But convincing Jamie may be far more difficult than she expects. Because in Jamie's mind, avoiding the war might feel like abandoning the people who trust him to protect them. This difference in perspective could create an emotional conflict between Jamie and Claire that goes far beyond simple disagreement. Both of them love each other deeply, and both of them believe they are fighting for the right cause. But their ideas of what is right may no longer be the same. As episode 3 approaches, it seems increasingly clear that the coming war will not just be a physical battle. It will also be a battle of choices, sacrifices, and difficult truths. Jamie Fraser may already know the fate that history has written for him. The real question is whether he will try to escape that fate, or walk directly toward it. While the growing threat of war hangs over Fraser's Ridge, another fascinating storyline is quietly developing in Outlander. Claire Fraser has always been known as a brilliant healer, but recent hints in Season 8 suggest that her abilities may be far more mysterious than anyone fully understands. Throughout the series, Claire has used her medical knowledge to save countless lives. Her understanding of medicine, herbs, and treatments from the future has allowed her to perform miracles that would seem impossible in the 18th century. But as the story moves closer to its final chapters, there are increasing signs that Claire's healing may go beyond simple science. Episode 3 might begin exploring that possibility in a much deeper way. One moment from the upcoming episode strongly suggests this when Jamie tells Claire that she is a brilliant healer. On the surface, this sounds like a simple compliment. Jamie has always admired Claire's intelligence and her ability to help others when they are injured or sick. However, fans of Outlander know that the story has occasionally hinted at something more unusual connected to Claire's powers. There have been moments where her healing seemed almost supernatural, as if something beyond ordinary knowledge was guiding her actions. These small hints have created many theories among viewers, especially about the idea that Claire might eventually unlock abilities stronger than anything we have seen before. Some of the most interesting theories suggest that Claire's powers could be connected to a mysterious energy often described as a blue light. According to these ideas, this power might only fully awaken when Claire reaches a certain point in her life. Another detail that fans frequently mention is Claire's hair slowly turning white over time. In the world of Outlander, some believe this transformation may symbolize the moment when her true healing strength finally reaches its peak. If that theory turns out to be true, Claire's role in the coming events could become even more important. And if Jamie truly faces death during the war, Claire might be forced to test the limits of her abilities in ways she has never imagined before. Of course, the show has not confirmed any of these possibilities yet, but the repeated hints about Claire's extraordinary healing continue to build curiosity about what the final season might reveal. At the same time, another mystery is developing through the storyline of William. Episode 2 quietly introduced an extremely surprising discovery when William visited his cousin Ben's grave. At first, it seemed like a simple moment of mourning. William believed he was paying respect to someone who had already passed away. But then something unexpected happened. When the grave was examined more closely, it became clear that Ben's body was not actually inside it. This revelation completely changes the situation. If Ben is not in the grave, then one of two possibilities must be true. Either someone secretly moved his body after his burial, or Ben may not be dead at all. Both possibilities raise serious questions. If Ben is still alive somewhere, why has he remained hidden? And who might be responsible for creating the false impression that he had died? William now finds himself drawn into a mystery that could stretch across the entire season. As he searches for answers, he may begin uncovering secrets connected to powerful people and dangerous decisions. This storyline could also push William closer to Jamie Fraser in an unexpected way. Although their relationship has always been complicated, William might eventually realize that Jamie is one of the few people who can help him navigate the difficult choices ahead. Jamie's experience with war, loyalty, and hidden truths could become extremely valuable as William investigates what really happened to Ben. And there is another possibility that some viewers have already begun discussing. If Ben truly is gone, William may grow closer to Ben's widow over time. Their conversations in episode 2 already showed a surprising level of understanding between them. In a world filled with uncertainty and loss, it would not be surprising if their connection continued to grow. But if Ben suddenly reappears alive, that situation could become far more complicated. As we move toward episode 3, Outlander is clearly setting up several powerful storylines at the same time. Jamie's possible fate in the coming war, the mystery surrounding the Cunningham family, Claire's hidden healing abilities, and William's search for the truth about Ben are all slowly moving toward major turning points. Any one of these stories could completely change the future of Fraser's Ridge. And if the events of episode 2 are any indication, the next chapter may bring even bigger surprises that no one is truly prepared for. Now the question is simple. Did episode 2 surprise you as much as it surprised everyone else? And what do you think will happen when episode 3 finally reveals the next pieces of this incredible story? Share your thoughts and theories because the final journey of Outlander is only just beginning.